Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind Eye, and we're gonna do the holistic review. So basically, all you need to know is that there's a lot of things going on, and we couldn't understand what to do, what to do. And when I'm looking out the window, as I usually do, to see what is coming in and coming through, there's a lot of planning to do that I can pick up as a psychic. And so I'm gonna go straight for the crystal quartz. And I feel like there's something else coming in that hits like a block or a brick road. And when it hits the brick road, it hits the brick wall. And then when you hit the brick wall, you just couldn't even understand why it would do that. And then you say about 3 to 4 people, it goes through. And then when it goes through, you just can't even do it hard enough. So here you go. All is like done. It's D-O-N-E. But it feels like a crime. It feels like a heinous crime has happened to this community. And I say, what is actually going on? Because this is a huge change in the last 2 weeks. We're trying to sit and we're trying to say this morning a little bit when I was, just waking up for the day. And I'm trying to see where this whole conversation tonight would actually go. And I had to say, I said, there is still looking out the window. They're still looking at how it would all go and how it all play out. But really, there was really nothing to had or nothing to see. And when it's nothing to see, you can't even like sting it. You can't even like put it out. You can't even like put it out and walk out the door and have muddy shoes and come back in and say, I gotta go to, homeopathic doctor because that, and then you go to, submit it into your insurance and it's just denial claims like no other. So when I see it, I say, what is there to do? So there was a question on the table of something of, there was something out about, and I hear something about, and I'm like, there it is. There it is, there it is, there it is. You just couldn't even do. So basically, something had ran through that community that put it at a halt stop. And it put it at a halt stop because something was not right. And that something was not, had to do with medical marijuana. And when it came through as medical marijuana, you just couldn't understand. And, right now, the law and the general statutes say, it's upon review of a physician. But really, if they had been using straight marijuana and they're going to go for medical marijuana, it's going to be under review. That's just how it is. So with that, it ends up being like in the ethics committee. So at the Eight of Swords with this holistic community, it really is deceitful at times. And I don't mean it in a bad way. When I say deceitful, it really is in the eye of the beholder, someone who is interested in looking at it. And when I see it, I say, you really have to stick to it. And there's no play on words. Don't stick two people to it. It literally means stick and like you have to chisel away at everything. It really is healing, but there's something about you have to heal alone. You can't do like your normal routine that you were like if you're trying to transition out from a different care plan for your health. And that's where it really kickstarts. So when I see that, I have to say, well, upon review, I can't afford it. So when I said that there was contracts on the table, initially when I started as an LPN, it really was big about Reiki coming into the hospitals, and it was really big about palliative care. And when it started like backing out, it became um, like a choice, like an elective, and I hate for that as anything to be placed on the table for a classification of something that could help someone that is not, using pharmaceuticals, who have chosen not to use pharmaceuticals. So there's something of no like teamwork in it. They're so low at times that you can't understand. So when I see this and I see the world, they're like, this is exactly what we wanted. And I said, maybe it's good to actually work as a team. This is not really what I wanted. So when you see the Six of Cups in reverse, it's like it's not what you wanted. It's not the get together that you need. It's not the remembering or what you wanted. And it's like, no, I don't want to go there at all. That's the feeling that card goes. So when I see this Eight of Cups in reverse and you see this woman, she's like walking on the beach. It really is this true type of carry and takeaway. And it really says, like, what is this? About the Empress, and this Empress is really feminine energy, and it could be a male also using feminine energy, and it's not in a bad way always, but it could be true. You just don't know. But it really comes through as like uh, these individuals are like, no, no, no. Well, is it like how nursing used to be? Only females could be nurses, and then it like it popped off. So when I see this and I see the Star of Swords, it has this like finality of relief. Like they're relieved that they got what they wanted. Whoever it is, whatever this group is going through right now. But it's still unfulfilled wishes. So what is the community actually looking for out of this holistic community where they're staying stable as independent business owners and not on a pyramid scheme or anything like that? Here we go. There it is. So it's the Knight of Pentacles. There's something about a prudency path that we see. And the Knight of Pentacles is a well paved path. Like it was so logical and it's so well thought out to where it's so realistic and not feeling like a grandiose that you can actually invite somebody into your studio or you're doing Reiki or anything like that. And they come in and like they're so comfortable and they come and they say, I need this, this, and this. And then you slowly usher it in where you're saying, you can sit and meditate now. And you're going to sit with me in what you see, what you hear, what you feel. It's their feeling like almost too rushed in at times. So when I see the Ten of Wands, here it is. It's a burden. I feel like, from my experience by being a home care nurse, is that the individuals that I was taking care of were so overwhelmed, and the way that I had seen everything, because I grew up around military and law enforcement, that there was so much type of energy of criminal activity around them that they were bombarded, but they couldn't even hear their own like voice. They couldn't even hear their own mind or their own thoughts. So when I see this and I see the Queen of Pentacles, it really sits so well with them with this like, can you get this energy away from me? Or could you help me like figure this out? Sometimes just sitting and like helping them with simple clearing of energy and like chiseling away was more than enough. And I feel like that's where a lot of social workers do really well, where they have to sit, but they get bombarded too. So there is where this unfulfilled happiness is. It's just you just can't even understand it. And then all of a sudden something rushes in. It's like, I got you, I got you, I got you. And then you go and you look at the moon and you say, but you're not to know. You're not to know. It's a surprise. And so when I see this and I say, no, 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 it has to do with bad contracts. Whatever healthcare, like big healthcare, like the FDA, the CDC, and all of that, down to the community hospitals and the doctors, there's something that they had seen about 3 to 4 years ago, and it's showing 9 months ago, that it was really right on point. But then it disappeared and dissipated, and they don't know why. It was fleeting. So let's look at something else. White Sage Tarot. It's a little bit softer. So when I'm looking at holistic, also I'm looking at the co-ops and I'm looking at everything and anything, and like the farmers market. When I'm seeing this, I'm seeing agriculture and having like a natural grow, a natural of business of anything of that nature. You have to actually watch And that is where a lot of happiness comes in. It's like the more want to be included into this holistic community. When I see this and I see the Page of Cups, where would it be going with this new presidential terms? Where would it be going with all these huge, massive changes? Because it's pretty scary. Like, a lot of people are losing their jobs. So when I see it, I see there is big change going on, but I actually see that you just can't even do it. So when I see you can't cry and you can't, like, you're trying to do this, and then all of a sudden you sit and you go, I can't put a due date on it. What do you mean I can't put a due date on it? I mean, this is good. This is not the emotions that I wanted. What is it? There's some partnerships or businesses or contracts, and I hear more a partnership. It's highly blocked that needs to actually, like, end. It has an end date. It has something to sitting well. It has to do with sitting confident. It has to do with sitting so well attuned that you can't even understand. So when I see this and I'm seeing the Hierophant in this one is, the energy saying, what is their source? What is your source? What is your source as someone who is promoting holistic, who has their business? And it says, how can you help someone be at rest and feel relieved? Even if you're at the farmer's market. That is where this, like, offering comes in on the table, and it says, I'm really not happy with this. The Four of Cups means, like, too many people are pouring into the one cup. So when I see this, I'm seeing that, like, this has happened before, and I'm seeing 1969, I'm seeing 1979. There's something about that where when I see the Emperor in reverse, it means it had toxic masculinity. And that's when I hear the terms pig and pork come in with libel. So when I actually see the Nine of Swords actually come through, I actually see it cause a lot of anxiety. So they're really, like, crunching down on what you need to do. So when I see the Fool, I see this new journey, but I also see a little bit of, like, too much freelance or recklessness. So when I see this Knight of Swords come in, it really wants to come through hard and rush in. But when I see the wind kick up and tick up, it really, like, knocks people over, and they're like, I don't even know what's going in on this at all. So when I see this Eight of Cups in reverse, I have to smile and say, where's the court jester? Where's the Cheshire cat? Where's the mirror that, Snow White and the, evil stepmother is talking in the mirror? Because when I see the Queen of Pentacles again upright, I'm saying someone or a multiple are sitting so good just watching this, like, kind of shift, that the Two of Wands has this fiery good, like, looking out the window or sitting and planning and saying, letting this sit a little longer was probably the best idea before I made a huge move. All right, let's go to an oracle and see what else is going on. What do we need to know? And that's over the last 2 weeks, since we're doing a little bit of catch up. What do we need to know for the next week? I see knocks on the door. Questioning. Are you well? Are you doing okay? I need to talk to you about things. I see a lot of positive changes in that. But it says, Star Family, you're part of a team of souls and call and support. I'm seeing that some of them might need some help. And I'm not understanding why. Usually they're very outspoken and they're very good advocates for themselves. But when I'm seeing it, I'm hearing called soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. And I'm saying, did they do something crazy? I'm not sure about this. And I hear, wait, it's not time yet. Things are being woven. This is where the impatience is coming in. And, like, they're losing patience. They're like, I had to hunker down. I listened. I had to lock it down. I listened universal precautions. I listened and I said, you can't even believe how hard something hit everyone. Where even the medical community is like, you need to watch bird flu. You need to watch the news. There's something not right. Stick to your routines, even medical routines. It says baby steps, action, follow your intuition before it makes sense. Literally, intuition and instinct is so hard in the next week. It just doesn't make sense. The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. I feel like you need to be seen and you need to be heard. All forms of like getting yourself out there and being creative. So when I say forge, don't follow, pave a new path, and be the leader you wish you had, I feel that that's more on like a 319 through a 329 for like 2 weeks. That's a little bit too far ahead. There's a lot of free will choices that can really affect everything. But when I see this, the golden children, I see the inner child, the tenderness, the innocence, the rare gifts. There's something that is so like unique to that person, whether they do Reiki, they do goat milk soap, anything. And they say, this is what makes me stand out. And they're really like honing in on that skill. All right, next, let's do some runes. And that will be it for tonight. We're going to do Black Obsidian. Okay. There's something like this. When I see Habo and it's the X, it usually means gift. And when I sit and I go, no, you got to gift out. When I sit and I say, got to gift out, how would I translate that? When you're gifting out, you're just like, let your energy actually be positive when you go out as much as possible right now. When I see Perth, though, some people hold it like that, some like that. Mine came out like that. It was in like a hidden game, so I still see like they're highly affected, this community, by racketeering. When I see this, it caused a lot of joy. It's wound hall. And when I see this, I see soul. I hear it. Soul usually means sun. It's something so solid, like you can't even understand and describe. Ill fate. It is fated in a sense that it was a free will choice on these individuals who might be, doing this illegal crime, highly illegal crime. And I'm like, why am I hearing illegal crime? That's usually my sign something's going to sneak and creep in through. It has to do with birth. It has to do with birth. So that's why I hear a birth of an idea, a birth of a project, a birth of anything. Even like if you're doing family planning, I would say just hold on a little bit longer. All of a sudden, everyone's going to say, I think maybe yes. When I see this and I see this is Taras, which is like trolling to the almost point you get an ulcer, you can't even believe it. And lastly, to close with this is Nadis. Nadis means it's hidden. And when you see it's hidden, it's always in the dark. It's highly obscured. So everyone knows how to protect their businesses. And that's where you go into fraud. You go into identity theft. Like it boils right down. This community is so fragile at times because they're brand new that you have to actually do baby steps. So with that being said, that's all you have to do. Any questions or concerns, leave a comment, a like, a share, an email. It's greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you all soon. Have a good week.